Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joan, and today's video is going to be a recap of what I watched in August. As a film study student and general TV/film lover, I love to discover new films and TV to watch, and in the special time that we're living in, it brings me great comfort. I started keeping a list of all the movies and TV I watched, books I've read, and music I listened to since late 2018, so I can relive what I've experienced during the year and do recaps video like this, so people can discover new things too. On that note, let's get started with the video. To start off the month, I watched Beyonce's Black is King, and it was amazing. It was so good that I made a video all about it, so check it out in the description box below. The next film I watched was Ant-Man. Now, me and my boyfriend have been doing this Marvel marathon since the beginning of quarantine, and this was one that we wanted to avoid but couldn't. The movie was fine, not the worst movie of the MCU. That title goes to Thor: The Dark World. It was very predictable all the way down to the villain who was just mad that Hank Pym didn't choose him as his successor and chose his daughter instead. Scott Lang as a character was fine. Personally, he was better in Civil War low-key, and Michael Pena was just underrated. He was very funny in this movie. The action sequences were cool and simple. Alright, that's all I gotta say for this one. The next film I watched was Chemical Hearts, which starred Lily Reinhart. Now, I love Lily Reinhart, and she's in Riverdale and Hustlers, so I definitely was going to tune in. It's about this mundane boy who falls in love with a girl who's obviously carrying some sort of trauma. The whole thing behind Chemical Hearts is that teenagers have high emotions, and the aspect of life is dealing with a lot. The main character, Henry, has this preconceived notion of how love is supposed to be through his parents, even though I felt like it was just normal and there was nothing extraordinary about their relationship. And on top of that, his sister is going through it because her fiance cheated on her, so she's, a little bit angry, and he's lost in exploring this love thing with Grace, played by Lily Reinhart, who has a limp and wears baggy clothes. I don't want to spoil anything, but this movie is Teenage Angst 2020 edition. It feels so heavy on the emotions of being 17 and having so many choices ahead of you and navigating this play we call life. If you like teen fiction/drama, this is definitely up your alley. The next film is Captain America: Civil War, and I watched this with my boyfriend as part of our Marvel marathon. I have seen this movie like 5 times, and I like it a little bit more now, but when I first saw it, I was low-key disappointed with it. I felt like the hype just didn't deliver. It was still good and does a lot. Developed the philosophical debate of the film, introduced Black Panther, R.I.P. Chadwick, and Spider-Man into the MCU. Great action sequences, but I felt like this could have been a whole different movie. The next film I watched was The Family That Prays, and this movie is the definition of melodrama. This movie basically follows the friendship of Annie and Charlotte and how their families intertwine. This movie is easily one of Tyler Perry's underrated, as it delivers some iconic lines and scenes that have me cracking up to this day. I can't recommend this movie enough. The next film that I watched was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with my boyfriend, and this movie's good. Not as good as the first, but it's good. What I liked about most of the movie is that the character building and everyone's relationships. Gamora to Nebula, Rocket to Yondu, Drax to Mantis. Using the time to solidify what these characters mean to each other is important, and what I liked about it. And it has one of the best lines of the MCU. The next film I watched was Doctor Strange with my boyfriend, once again continuing our Marvel marathon. Now, I have seen Doctor Strange before, but even on this second viewing, I still wasn't about it. However, my boyfriend loved this movie. This movie has some philosophical aspects to it, and that's the part he enjoyed, but for me, it was fine. The special effects were pretty trippy, if you ask me, but it wasn't too bad. Sometimes it did give me the heebie-jeebies. The villain was pretty standard, like the whole "you have wronged me, so I will go over to the dark side" type of character. Been there, done that, kinda over it. If you like trippy sci-fi philosophical stuff, then this movie's definitely for you. Then the next movie I watched was Undercover Brother, and I watched this with my boyfriend on our Cleveland trip away, and honestly, growing up with this movie was probably one of the most replayed movies in my house. Dave Chappelle was easily underrated in this movie, and he was so funny. This was basically a parody on the blaxploitation movies, and it starred Eddie Griffin as this 70s type of spy living in 2002, and basically solves crimes against the man, which is basically a white man, and white society, and stuff like that, and it's pretty funny. It's just so funny in the way until you get to stereotypes, being played about the whole black man gotta fight against society, and the black woman has to be the backbone of has to be the backbone of the black man, And then it's just like so stupid, but I just love it. It's an oldie and definitely a goodie. I would love to see this get remade with a 2020 perspective. To end my viewings for the month, I actually decided to watch a TV show. I finally caught up on Insecure season 4, and it was the best season ever. I love the show so much, and I love Issa Rae. What this show means to black characters that are messy and insecure and smart and real, it's just so good to see different black characters, because we are not a monolith and every single character can be different, and it's good to see it portrayed in a 2020 style. One big thing I like from this season, how Molly and Issa's relationship was tested, because for 3 seasons they were each other's rock and their person, but when each of them got their own stuff going on and time gets away from them, small things come up to the surface that really has always been there, but now it's been highlighted. It's like when Blackish decided to go down that route with Dre and Bo potentially getting divorced. I thought that was a really cool thing to do because it was a whole other dynamic and it was good to challenge established characters. Andrew was hot. He was a good character too. I also liked how Issa was growing through the season and became more confident. That ends my recap for the month. I hope you guys found something new to watch, and comment down below what you guys are watching these days. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't also forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join the great gang. I will see you guys in the next one.